Hi, good morning. This is Uli. Today we are going to discuss in this session cryptocurrency. Here is a question I got from my students. How can I join the network? That's separate. All you need to do is download and run a Bitcoin client. When you run that client, it will connect it to other nodes and start downloading a fully copy of the blockchain, the file that contains all verified transactions. In the previous sections, we have already discussed blockchain. But now in block network, what network does Bitcoin run and it's very, very important uh, for every person. Here is the questions I'm going to discuss with you to cover. Now, nobody owns the Bitcoin network, much like no one owns the technology behind email. Bitcoin is controlled all but Bitcoin users around the world, while developers are through developers are through improving the software. They can force change in the Bitcoin protocol. Use because all the users are free to choose what software version they use. Here's the questions. How safe is a Bitcoin network? Bitcoin is a relatively a new technology, but it's 12 years of the existence. Bitcoin has proven itself to be the most secure digital system in the world and most reliable monetary system ever invented. Bitcoin blockchain has never been hacked. It's a good question for everybody that is never be. And zero counterfeit currency has ever been uttered on the network. Is the average Bitcoin is a real money everybody having in his mind is a Bitcoin is a real money. Yeah. Bitcoin is BTC US dollar is often offered to a digital currency and as an alternative to a central bank controlled fiat money. However, the latter is valuable and because it's issued by a monetary authority and is widely used in economy. Does Elon Musk own Bitcoin? Uh, this is basically a Tesla CEO, chief executive organization, Elon Musk, said he still owns and would not sell his crypto holdings. And Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and other briefly spiked on Monday after Tesla 5.8% CEO Elon Musk tweeted he will owns the cryptocurrency and will not sell. How does Bitcoin make money? It's a very, very, how many Bitcoins are left in your, here is the diagram is showing you uh, how many Bitcoins, how many in your mind. As of January 2022, 18.9 million Bitcoins have already been mined. What with about 2.1 million Bitcoins still to be released, the total Bitcoin supply is capped at 21 million. So good ownership of this is a very, here is the transactions we are going to share. Now discuss here is that you have seen the owner where owner one public key hash owner zero signature owner one the private key owner two or is and as that is here and then owner one. Where is the other one? Where is the other one to signature? Where is the signature is a very, very important for everybody. The simplified chain of the ownership illustrated in the Bitcoin white paper practice. You can get those moreover the number of the valid private keys is vast that it is extremely unlikely someone will compute or keep that is already in use and has funds. The vast number of valid private keys makes it unfeasible that private forces could use the comprise a private key. To be able to spend their bitcoins, owner must have their own corresponding private key and digital sign transactions network verify signature using public key and carry on for the further process. Where is the mining? You have seen a bit network and mining. Early Bitcoin miners use GPUs as for mining as they are better suited for the proof of work algorithm CPUs. Or is there later to mine Bitcoins whether specialized FGPU and ASIC chips? These chips were pictured have become obsolete due to increasing difficulty. Today, Bitcoin mining companies dedicate facilities to housing and operating large amount of high-performance mining hardware, semi-log lot of relative mining effectively. Mining, we are going to discuss is a mining is a record keeping service done through the use of computer processing power. Miners keep the blockchain consistent, complete, and unalterable. Key represent repeatedly growing up newly broadcast transactions into a blockchain, which is then broadcast to network and verified by recipient nodes. Each block contains hash SHA-256 cryptographic has to prove previous block. That's linked to previous block and giving the blockchain its name. To be accepted by the rest of the network, a new block must contain proof of work, POW. POW requires the miners to find number called one nonce number used once. So array is an example of blockchain is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and digits and alphabets also mixing in this cell. By adjusting this is a difficult target. The amount of work needed to generate a blockchain can be changed every to 0.16 blockchain approximately. By adjusting the difficulty target, the amount of the work needed to generate block can be changed every to 0.16 block approximately 40 days given roughly to 10 minutes per block. Node determine demonstratively adjust the difficulty target based on the recent rate of block generation with an aim of keeping the average time between new blocks at the 10 minutes. In this way, the system automatically adapts to total amount of mining power on network chapter as of April 2022. It takes on average 122.6 trillion, 122,000 billion attempts to generate blockchain hash smaller than the difficult target. Computation of this magnitude are extremely expensive and utilize specialized hardware. The proof of work system alongside the changing of blocks make modification of blockchain extremely hard as an attacker must modify all subsequent blocks in order for the modifications of the one block to accept as new blocks are mined at all the time. The difficulty of the modifying a block or mine a block increase as time passes and the number of the subsequent blocks, so-called the confirmation of the given block increase. Computing power is often to bundle together by a mining pool to reduce variance in miner income. Individual mining rigs often have to wait for long periods to confirm a block of transactions and receive payment in a pool. All participating miners get pair where every time a participating server solves a block. This payment depends on the amount of work on individual miners contributed to help find the block. Or is the supply, the diagram is showing in this diagram basically is depend on the graph. Total Bitcoin in circulation is up to 2001. 2001, the successful miner finding the new block is allowed by the rest of the network to collect from themselves all the transaction fees from transactions they including in the blockchain, as well as determine renewal of newly created as Bitcoin. As of 11 May 2020, this rewarded a currently 6.25 newly created Bitcoins per block. To this preliminary reward, especially transactions called Coinbase is included in the blockchain with the miner as a fee. All the Bitcoin in existence have been created through this type of the transactions. The Bitcoin protocol specified that reward for adding a block will be reduced half every 2 point approximately every 2100 K blocks, approximately every 4 years. Eventually, the reward round is rounded to zero, down to zero. Limit is to 1 million Bitcoins will reach. Where is the decentralizations? Bitcoin does not have a central authority. Number two, Bitcoin network peer-to-peer without central service. The network also has no central storage. The Bitcoin larger is distributed and larger is ledger is a public key. Or is somewhere using ledger is a public key. The ledger anybody can store it on a computer. There is no single administration. The ledger is maintained by the network equally and probably minor. Thank you so much. Today we are going to end our sessions. Anyone can become a minor in additions to the ledger. This is the issuance of the Bitcoins. Anybody can create a new Bitcoin address, Bitcoin computer counterpart, or a bank account without needing any approval. Anybody can send transactions to the network without needing any approval. The network merely confirm that the transactions legitimate. Of course, in next sessions we're ready to discuss the privacy and fungibility for this session. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.